late already? Oh.
You have to work at your other job today, too?
And I need to hurry. See you later. Have a good day.
Well, be careful out there.
Ow, ow, ow. Oh, I really don't have time for this.
No, I'm serious. Be very careful.
I'm pretty sure Tesso thought you were being genuine the first time you said that.
The train!
And this is why you should keep up with train schedules. Trust me, I have a writer's guidebook that I can use to look up train schedules ahead of time, and it works wonders for me. It would save you a lot of trouble in the long run.
Why do these things always happen to me?
Well then, looks like we got ourselves a Rule 63 Tomakamijo. Only noticeable difference is Tesso doesn't have a catchphrase to describe her rotten luck. Not that I'm complaining though, since Tesso is good enough of a character that she doesn't need one.
Make up for your mistake by doing well today. Got it?
Yes.
A few moments later.
Can you help me, please, Yomakawa?
All of you, just stay back!
Wow, so much for that promise to do well to make up for the delay. She could have brought a gun or at the very least a shield with her, then she would have stood a chance.
Come any closer and I'll kill her!
Forget about me. Take him down.
What should we do?
You know what you should have done? Barge in that building with Tesso. She clearly isn't ready to handle these crimes on her own yet, so having some backup could have easily helped her. But no, instead you're standing outside like a bunch of idiots thinking of a plan to save her. Fuck the police.
Let me have that.
Ma'am?
Don't think I won't do it!
Damn, that shield throw. Yomikawa must have plenty of strength to throw shit at a high angle. If the Daihase festival has javelin as one of the sports, Yomikawa should totally take part in that.
I'm in the zone.
Well, that was a pathetic display.
Huh? She got the all-time high score. That's impressive.
It wasn't too-
I'm pretty sure Kuroko was referring to the delivery of that victory line Misaka made. That was kinda pathetic.
Come on. The hostages had been rescued, so you let your guard down. Look where that got you.
I didn't think he'd move so fast.
He would have had nowhere to go if you guys just backed her up. Again, fuck the police.
Please don't get carried away and start kicking and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know I could. But you shouldn't. That would be cheating.
Ueharu's right. After all, the game is called punching, meaning you punch in this game, not kick.
You four should hurry on back to your dorms. Oh, hey. I recognize her. You're those girls. We were in a tight spot and you helped us. Thank you.
For what? They did a terrible job of keeping that AIM burst thing in check. They kept shooting at it even after realizing it grows bigger the more damage it takes.
You know, you look a lot skinnier than I remember.
She looks the same to me, but don't talk about a woman's weight. They tend to get very insecure about that.
You know, you look a lot skinnier than I remember.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's due to exhaustion.
Oh, I don't think so.
No, she's right. You're as pale as a ghost. You should take better care of your skin.
That's not what being skinny means. It means being very thin or raw-boned. It has nothing to do with being exhausted or the color of her skin.
Well, maybe I could play just one game. Ow!
Jesus, even Yomikawa can slap an innocent girl like Tesso. My slap meter is at high levels right now. Are these two buying into the legend that Musasino milk gives you larger breasts? Because I still don't think that's true. I know that's coffee, but I find it a bit weird that Komoe is drinking it from a bottle that is meant for milk.
Sometimes a girl's got no other choice. That's enough.
You could have paid attention to the amount of beer you're pouring in for Tesso. In other words, keep your eyes open.
Today's patrol is from Area A through D. Let's split up and get to it.
Splitting from the group plot cliche.
That way is north, so that means...
If the map has a compass symbol, you should look at it to help you see which way is north.
Where did you get separated from your mom, you little one?
No wonder Kiyama hated children. Okay, there is no way traffic can be this jumbled up. Either the drivers are complete idiots, or there are no traffic lights. Discount dead or alive.
Show 9! I wouldn't think they'd have have an old classic game like this in Academy City. It sure takes me back, though.
I believe there are plenty of places in the world with old arcade machines with games like this one. I see them at my local dentist all the time.
Anyway, enough of that. It's time for you to get going. Hey, you!
What? You wanted him to leave, and he did.
Pops, give us something special.
Here you go.
Is that shrimp? That's the something special that I would personally stay well away from, in the same way people would be afraid of insects or are against consuming them.
What kind of restaurant is this exactly?
It's a stand, not a restaurant.
You're gonna be late again? What in the world are you doing?
Well, you see, I haven't gotten my term evaluations filed yet.
What? Those are supposed to be finished before summer vacation starts.
Which brings up a question. Tesso carries that laptop in her bag, right? If that's the case, why didn't she take care of her term evaluations at home, along with the office? It would have saved her a lot of time, and therefore, she would finish filing them before summer vacation.
Watch this. All you do is just press the start button. Then hit these like so.
Mind telling him the exact sequence of buttons he needs to press to unlock this character? After you press the start button, you are entering these inputs way too fast. It's like unlocking the Sonic 1 level select code by chaining the inputs to unlock it in a matter of milliseconds.
A hidden character?
Cool, huh? Unfortunately, this guy's not all that good, though.
Which makes the act of unlocking him completely pointless, since you just said he's not that great of a character to play.
Why are you showing me all this?
Because I enjoy it. The game.
Tesso inadvertently describes why I make these videos. Sure, they can be stressful to make, especially when it comes to recording these very lines, but as long as I enjoy doing it, it is all worth it. +1 to Tesso for relatability. She's essentially us, describing why we do the hobbies we're interested in.
Besides, look at this guy. He's kind of cute.
Nope, not even a little.
I agree with Konoe. Jamie is not cute in the slightest.
Yomikawa needs my help. I know, but still. Jamie!
Why are you getting upset? You said the character is not that fun to play as anyway.
Just recently, for instance, this poor young girl blew the roof off my place.
Huh? She destroyed your roof?
Yes, she did.
This is a reference to what happened in the Index arc, where Index's giant laser beam destroyed Komoe's roof, thereby destroying Tree Diagram. In fact, now is a perfect time to address something that I haven't talked about in the previous video, and it is arguably the most controversial thing about the second halves of seasons 1 and 2. From what I understand, the second half of Railgun 1 and the last 8 episodes of Railgun S are not based on any source material. They are all anime original stories. Because of that, some people don't consider any of the anime original story arcs to be canon. Big Spider, Poltergeist, and Silent Party. First of all, allow me to recall what I said in the first Index video. Rewatch does not use the light novels or any other source material to answer any questions or plot holes that I see. In other words, they do not matter since I am not reading the books, I'm watching the anime. That being said, even if the books did matter and that I was taking them into account when making these videos, I'd argue that the 3 aforementioned arcs are canon to the timeline because they reference events that happened before. Some of those being from adapted story arcs, the ones people do consider to be canon. Big Spider mentioned Skill Out, a group of level 0s. They make an appearance later in the last episode of Index 2. Silent Party makes callbacks to the Sisters arc a few times.
You haven't forgotten that it was because you neglected to clean up those very same dolls that she was able to get away, have you?
Hell, there are even some scenes in it that serve as some sort of aftermath to the experiment. And on the subject of this video and the next one, Poltergeist. In this scene, Komoe mentions the broken roof, which was caused by Index back in the first arc of Index 1. And later on, we see Index in Himegami, which leads me to believe this takes place just after Deep Blood, judging by the necklace already on Himegami. The point I'm trying to make here is that everything I just said is basically my own headcanon that the 3 anime-exclusive story arcs are canon to the main timeline, simply because they, 1. Make references and callbacks to events that happened in adapted story arcs, And 2. Serve to tie up loose ends to character arcs that were left unfinished in previous arcs. Shinobu's arc in Silent Party wraps up after we saw quite a bit of her and sisters. And in Poltergeist, the main topic of this video, Kiyama makes a return and her mission to save her children comes to a close. Whether these arcs are good or bad is irrelevant. I just think they are canon nonetheless. Those that don't can just agree to disagree and move on.
Today we've got areas I through L. Let's split up
That sounds perfect. I'm on it. I'll start by patrolling Area L.
Well damn, seems like Tesso was adamant on not wanting Yomikawa to spout the splitting from the group plot cliche for the second time, although she already said split up, so maybe you were a bit too late? Nice try though.
Hey there! What school do you go to? I'm not a student here!
Why would you assume that a lady wearing a religious habit goes to a school? Side note, how in the hell does Index manage to never step on her habit?
What you're saying is you dropped a donut and it was picked up by the cleaning robot?
Exactly, and I'm well within my rights. Toma told me about the regulation you have known as the 3-second rule.
I looked up the 3-second rule, and the first page of results were about basketball. I think what you meant was the 5-second rule, which relates more to food, although that is for kids and you are well past B1. See that? Like I said, Himegami now has a necklace when she didn't have one in Deep Blood, meaning this episode must take place after it. How is Poltergeist not canon again?
A special necklace that I had. It's gone.
A lost necklace? Describe it.
It has a photo inside.
Oh, it's a locket then.
What's a locket?
That's what you call a necklace you can put a photo inside of. What? Kids don't call it that anymore?
Jeez, what rock have you been living under, Tesso? You gotta keep up with the times, man. Of all the places to search for the necklace, it couldn't possibly be under a truck or a vending machine. What is with these people looking for things in the most unlikely of places?
Earthquake!
Hey, was that an earthquake?
Huh? Was it? I didn't notice.
How? The tremor was strong enough for anyone to notice.
I found it.
You did? That's fantastic!
Where did she find it anyway?
They didn't used to call me Jamie's Empress for nothing!
Jamie's Empress? Oh please, the guy doesn't even look that cool, and he's not all that good to play as according to you.
Oh well. For a while there I was on fire.
Jamie's Empress, is it?
What? Oh no, you heard that?
How did you not notice him when you entered the arcade? For all we know, he might have been playing long before you arrived.
Oh man, I really wish they would come out with a Geksho 10.
They never will, not with an old game like that.
That's kind of a close-minded statement to make. We've seen plenty of game franchises get a revival after a long drought of either no games or bad games. So a revival to the Geksho series is possible.
I'll look forward to it, Your Imperial Majesty.
Didn't I tell you to forget you heard that?
He should. It's not even that worthy of a title, especially when you're playing as a character who isn't that good to play.
Where are you? You didn't even call. If you're not coming, the least you can do is let us know.
Yomikawa worries about you, Tesso.
Well, I wouldn't say worry exactly.
Admit it, all of you thought Yomikawa was being a tsundere when she said that. Speaking of which, you might be wondering why I haven't been using the tsundere meter so far, and that's because I want to tone down on the use of the meters from here on out. But I guess I'll use it here since this is a rather unique case.
Alright, Pops. Today I'll take the entire pig's head.
Wait, a pig's head? Including the brain? You're going to eat an entire pig's head with its brain inside of it? That's so appalling.
He transferred?
That's what we heard.
It does seem strange going in the middle of summer vacation. You're right. It does.
The school he's transferring to, what was it called again?
Zaso Academy Junior High. Zaso is a game-making company.
I don't know about you, but starting your game-making career in the middle of junior high is kind of awkward. Whether he had that planned for a while or it was something he decided after that night with Tesso, we'll never know.
I wonder why he picked Zaso, though. I mean, they're kind of washed up.
Probably because the company is named after a weed plant of all things. It is a game-making company, not a place to get high.
Kuroko!
I said this in the first Railgun video, and I'll say it again here. How in the world is it that Kuroko is able to get her neck snapped and not die? Is there some kind of immunity potion that I'm not seeing?
Is there nothing we can do to make her chill out a little bit? I was just teasing you yesterday. It's not like I was doing any harm to anyone.
Whether you've done any harm to anyone or not is irrelevant. She snapped your neck because you use your Esper ability where it isn't allowed.
It isn't our fault she's heartless and alone.
If you didn't want the head resident to see you, probably better to hide under the table. She could still see you in the position you're currently at. Actual product placement. The animators had the balls to put in legit product placement in their show. Was there really no way to change the name a bit?
Her mystery man must be Italian. An Italian man named Marco.
That's racist.
No way. This is Asunaro Park Children's Orphanage.
You don't say. Could it possibly have known by reading that sign from a few shots ago? Convenient Satin and Uiharu are convenient.
It's not fair for them to make us do community service because we had lousy test scores.
I can understand Satin having bad grades. After all, we saw how much she pays attention in class during the level upper episodes. But Uiharu? I can't imagine her failing at tests. If anything, she's smarter than Satin. I guess Daigo recommended that Satin bring someone along to help her in case the community service is too much for her to handle, but that's never really made clear.
A couple of my students came to volunteer today. They're new, so they might make some mistakes. Please feel free to tell them if they do.
Oh, no. I'm sure that none of your charges could do anything wrong. Don't be silly. Plus, I don't have much experience when it comes to scolding students.
Says the one who snapped Kuroko's neck twice in the series with Misaka watching in fear. The contradiction in that statement is astounding.
The man she's talking to in there is called Mr. Daigo? Yes, that's his name. He's our homeroom teacher.
Whoa, wait just a damn minute. Daigo is your homeroom teacher? Then who was that teacher of yours in the level upper episodes who looks absolutely nothing like him?
Fortunately, Shirai has a devious talent for creating romantic situations. How about I give you a smack on the head?
More like a smack on the flowers, which are somehow undamaged even after you pounded her.
Oh, noble head resident, we welcome you home.
Why are you giving her a moist towel? You are not Itsuwa.
What kind of joke are you playing? I don't mind punishing you again.
For what? They both came home during curfew, and they are certainly not using their abilities on the premises right now, so there's no need to punish them.
It's been 29 long years.
First of all, how do you know that the head resident is 29 years old? And second, 29 years isn't old enough of an age to be calling the head resident an old maid, which is something you called her when she was not here earlier in the day, and what you will call her again in a few seconds.
Are you sure you want to spend the rest of your life as an old maid?
Of all the drawings behind Daigo and the head resident in this frame, I'm honestly surprised that the frog one doesn't grab Misaka's attention. You would think it would since, you know, Misaka has an affinity for Gekura. Whoa, the head residents ran faster than Usain Bolt for the Olympics.
Our plan needs a name. Operation Fruits of Love is now in effect.
Why does it need a name? It just seems unnecessary to me. What you're doing is as simple as getting Daigo and the head resident together as a way for the resident to eventually confess her love to him. Operation Fruits of Love just sounds too cheesy.
Come to think of it, we just assumed that things were going to go well between them. What do we do if it doesn't go as we planned?
Well, you see...
Needs more energy in that scream. The Japanese version definitely had that, coupled with that echo reverb. Side note, the scream in the Japanese version kinda took me by surprise when I first watched this episode.
What's going on? It looks like something exploded!
What is all this? I can explain. It was all my fault. I was trying to open a bag of flour and it just...
You don't open a bag of flour by just pulling it from both sides. Use scissors, provided that there are some in the kitchen, which should be the case.
Hey, it'll be okay. We can start over. No problem, right?
Huh? Right. Thank you, Daigo.
Unfortunately, there isn't enough time for that before the birthday party. So, maybe you could run out and get us a replacement cake.
Oh, I guess you're right. Okay.
If you could wait one sec, our noble head resident here knows of a cake shop that should work perfectly.
If they can just get a cake from the shop together, then why wasn't that plan A? What's even the point of having them make a cake from scratch alone if they could just get one for an affordable price?
This is crazy. What am I doing here? I caught you!
The girl that caught Misaka doesn't take notice of the shorts Misaka is wearing under her skirt. Remember how those other kids were able to see it easily in episode 6?
She's wearing shorts underneath her skirt. Look, why do you think she's wearing those?
The hell's up with these kids?
Now, run! Run as fast as you can or I'm gonna catch you!
I would do anything to save them. Anything in the entire world. The whole city can hate and revile me. I don't care. I'm not going to let anything stop me now!
Child errors. Huh.
This right here is Misaka remembering what Kiyama said after she saw her past in episode 11 during the level upper arc. I said this earlier, but how is Poltergeist not canon when it makes references like this? How could the head resident not see the clearly visible sign that basically said, "Do not enter"? More importantly, how could she not see the clearly visible river right next to her?
I'm sorry. I wish I could have been more helpful today.
Oh, hey. I haven't seen you without your glasses. It looks nice. Oh, I mean, you look good with them on too, but you also look pretty when you take them off.
I personally think she looks cooler with the glasses on, although there are some characters that I like more without glasses. Hanayo, for instance.
Now stay there and keep quiet!
Be careful!
Yeah, I think I can call that a saving the hero in the nick of time cliche.
Be careful! Oh no! Miss, are you two okay?
Young man, didn't I tell everyone to get under the table?
Yes. I'm sorry, big sister.
It'll be okay. Are you sure you're not hurt?
You know, I gotta respect the head resident here, scolding that boy for not listening to her and then asking if he's alright. Such a wonderful example of teachers caring about the safety of their students.
Obviously, when a man proposes to a woman, it should be at sunset in a fancy romantic restaurant on the beach.
No, a rooftop restaurant with a view of the city.
The latter would be more viable since Akanabe City doesn't have a beach.
学園都市には海がない。
I was wondering, how would you feel about marrying somebody who is younger than you?
You wanna specify how young? Because some age disparities in marriages are seen as weird at best. And I'm pretty sure the person you plan on marrying is, like, way older than you, which is a bit extreme to say the least.
I don't really think age matters. Not as long as you respect the person.
You see, there's this thing called pedophilia. It's when an adult has sexual feelings towards a minor under the age of 18. In that case, age really does matter. Anything not classified as pedophilia, though? It's up for debate, depending on the age gap.
Congratulations, way to go!
You mean you were watching?
Head resident, I knew you had it in you. Now you'll need to pick a venue and meet his parents and then honeymoon.
Jeez, will you just chill out? That wasn't a marriage proposal. He just asked a question about marrying someone younger.
I can't put my finger on it, but there's something different about you today.
Does the fact that she's not wearing glasses not give it away?
About our conversation the other night.
Yes, I really appreciated that. I finally had the courage I need, and it's all thanks to you.
Oh, what's this?
I'm going to propose to my girlfriend.
Wait a minute. So, Misaka and the others did everything they did to help the head resident, baking a cake, finding the right clothes, and making her look good for Daigo, only to be revealed at the very end that Daigo is in love with another woman?
That is bullshit blazing! Still my heart is blazing! If the word kill me, I don't need a new word out there!
Also, and I know people are gonna point this out in the comments if I don't say this, NTR, and rather hard NTR considering everything she had gone through. She didn't deserve that at all.
No fair, I couldn't have have been more than a second late.
It doesn't matter if it's an hour, a second, or a tenth of a second. Whatever the case, you broke curfew. I hope you're prepared to answer for that, Shirai.
Kuroko! Kuroko!
And just like that, status quo is God. Also, this makes the third time Kuroko got her neck snapped. Like I said, her surviving that is impossible.
Time to get out of bed, sissy. The day has finally come, aren't you excited?
No, not exactly.
But it's your moment to shine.
Implying she hasn't had a moment to shine before? I'm pretty sure I can recall a multitude of moments where she really was able to shine, specifically in combat sequences.
Now then, let's see about getting you changed, shall we? Oh! I can dress myself, I don't need your help.
That sound effect that plays after Kuroko gets knocked back indicates that there must have been some metal objects, but there were none in the shot where we could see what is behind Kuroko, which is just her bed and nothing more. Maid outfits. Because when your show is about a group of girls, more often than not, we have to have a maid episode, as is the case of a swimsuit/beach episode.
I get that we want to be hospitable, but are these outfits really necessary?
Yes, because we have to check off the maid episode from our list of obligatory gimmick episodes.
Couldn't you put on something a little nicer for the occasion?
Uh-oh, looks like Misaka broke the rules. You are not allowed to use your abilities in the Tokyo Dai dormitories. You're lucky the head resident didn't see that.
Elsie, I think we have a misunderstanding here. Hey, you guys!
You two are always wrestling.
I wouldn't call Misaka pulling Kuroko's cheeks wrestling.
I can't just abandon my friends. Oh, but you can't abandon your work, is that it? Now you're just twisting my words, that's not what
I can show you around since she's busy.
Don't you have pamphlet duties though? You sure you could just abandon your job as well?
Are all of these really made entirely of sugar? It seems almost impossible. Let's see. Yep, that's pure sugar, all right.
You can't just eat that, you know!
What? It's not like Santa will get sick. They're made of sugar after all. The voice of this maid.
Here, Misaka. Have another, please. It's really no trouble at all.
Also, she looks like Honoka Mitsui from the irregular Magic High School.
Wow, the detailing on this is amazing.
Really? It doesn't look that well detailed to me.
This one's not quite as good as the one I made for my brother's book bag.
Oh, hey, how's it coming?
Why are you hiding your stitch, Ueharu? It doesn't look that bad. Have some confidence.
Did you arrange all the flowers here by yourselves?
Yes, that's why we're displaying them.
Oh, they're very beautiful.
Thanks for saying so. We tried. I have to say, the flowers in your hair are far prettier than these are. It's true. You have an eye for arrangements, clearly.
What are you talking about?
How come Ueharu doesn't know that they're referring to the flowers on her head? You know, the ones that she wears all the time? See? Now that's well detailed.
Well, Sutton, don't you agree?
It's been a while since she's done that. What, you thought I was gonna flip out over it? Wrong. Remember, I said that I was blowing Satin's skirt flipping out of proportion. She does it out of love and nothing else.
You're awful! How could you do that to me here of all places?
Welcome back. Well, you were looking so dreamy, I had to wake you up.
I wasn't dreaming, thank you very much. I'm wide awake.
Character taking what the other said to literally cliche.
Here, that should do it. Thank you so very much. Oh, and please allow me to wish you the very best of luck. Yeah, well, thanks. That's nice of you. Lucky?
Does this girl have a crush on Misaka? What is she, gay? Ueharu, I think you're putting too much cake on your plate. This is what happens when you loop your animation infinitely. Why are anti-skill here? Who invited them? My guess is there is someone in Tokyo Dai who is friends with them, or they're just here for safety purposes. But it isn't really made clear, so...
I can't move.
That's what happens when you eat 20 plates of food.
But it's good, and They said it was all you could eat.
I'm surprised Tessa was able to eat all of that without throwing up, or worse, getting a stroke.
Big Sister Makoto!
Huh? You're from Asunaro Park. So what are you doing here?
I invited them to come today.
And yet, only 5 of them showed up, which is probably like a third of the entire classroom roster. Were the other students unable to come?
I need to use the restroom real quick. Go on ahead without me.
Hey, what's up with her? She's been acting kind of nervous and twitchy.
Really? You think so?
Are you two really that stupid? You should know that the reason why Misaka has been acting nervous is because of her upcoming stage performance.
Hey there, Konori! What are you doing here? I had no idea you were into purses that much.
And neither did I. Nothing we've seen of Konori prior to this scene suggested that she was into fashion, let alone purses.
Let's see what we have now! It's a lovely stationery set! We'll start the bidding at 100!
200! 300! 400! There, you see?
I guess you're right. Okay, 10,000!
Does Kuroko not know how auctions work? Since when did Kuroko get a fang?
I am Mitsuko Kongo, the maid of maids.
Maid of maids? How meta. Looks like Uehara was getting high here.
That's right. This is no time for me to be hanging around here. I have to get a good seat so I can capture Sissy's performance on camera.
But Misaka said that no photography is allowed within the dorms.
We asked that within the dorms there be no photography.
The performance may take place outside, but you are still within dorm property.
I wish they would stop being so excited. Oh no, I'm breaking out in a sweat.
The clock in the background ticks slower than a real clock.
I can barely walk.
No, you could definitely walk while wearing that. There is no barely.
Oh no, my heart's going 1,000,000 miles an hour. You've got to get it together now.
Some rather questionable voice acting.
I got separated from the person I came with. Maybe you've seen her around. She's about this tall and she's wearing a nun's habit.
Why are you looking for Index outside? Why not look for her inside? After all, Micah said something earlier about a gluttonous eater that is causing the maze to be incredibly busy just getting enough food on her table.
One of the guests here is a freakishly big eater, so we have our hands full just getting enough food on the table.
For all we know, she hasn't finished eating yet, and we find out in a few minutes that's the case.
Wearing a nun's habit.
I said, what are you doing here? Answer me!
Whoa, I'm sorry. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Actually, you are. You entered backstage without a backstage pass of any kind.
See, I have an invitation and everything.
Who invited you? It can't be Index because she's not a Tokyo Dai student. It can't be Micah either since she doesn't study housekeeping in Tokyo Dai despite being a maid there. Misaka isn't playing the violin correctly. She's not even moving her left hand.
What do you know? It looks like that guy is good for something after all. I didn't see that coming.
If this took place after the sisters arc, you would have already seen it coming. All that aside, this is a really nice violin piece. It may be a slower version of Real Force, but Misaka played it very well, making her stage performance here really beautiful. In fact, I'll let the rest of it play to end the video.